I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah. Strong
Yeah,
yet.
we are. Please tell me we're live. Oh my god. We are not live.
Not yet.
Shreya.
Not yet. We're live. We're live. It's
You're
there.
live, yeah.
Yay.
Oh,
Just took a
crap.
second. We're kicking in.
Everyone heard that.
We're all
No.
good.
My singing skills are all on
That will
display.
be the full pitch. Daniel is going to be the intro to the stream. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delays here getting our stream softwares to work. Awesome. Daniel, do you want to give an intro to the project so this works as a VOD after the stream?
Yeah, of course. So, hi, my name is Daniel. I am a waffle enthusiast and also developer advocate at forestry.io. And by night, like a superhero, I run this awesome nonprofit called Bit Project, in which you are watching right now, where we talk about really cool stuff. We do live streams, workshops, what big boot camps. We do awesome events. If you follow us on Twitch, you've seen probably our Gameathon, which is our game dev hackathon. So we do a lot of cool stuff. And Kyle is a really cool guy who helps with a lot of that stuff. So what do you do, Kyle?
Hi, Daniel. I am a superhero at all times of the day, unlike you just being a superhero at night. I kid. I love it's an excellent introduction, but yeah, sorry. I am a software engineer at Google. I've been working there 4 or 5 months now. I just graduated from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, with a mathematics and computer science degree. I am also the Bit Project Director of Student Programs. So I head up development teams and development of things like our bit camps we'll be discussing today, free software engineering boot camps, as well as some of the other student programs that we offer here. I will, our Shreya, our person in the control room, will start sharing screen in just a minute, but a brief intro on Bit Project as a whole, specifically as we get into the content for the day. Bit Project aims to democratize tech education through excellent stream layouts and figuring out how Twitch works. No, sorry, we do free software engineering bootcamp. That's what we do. I kid. Yeah, so it is October. It is Hacktoberfest for the open source enthusiast among us. We make contributions back to the community, and we engage with new members who may not know what open source is or why it's important and why we should care about it, but now have an avenue to support the community by giving back, by making contributions, and engaging with those community folks. So today, we're going to be doing just that. We have a couple of the bit camps here that Bit Project has put up, and look through the content that we're trying to develop for these boot camps, and actually start engaging with them at a contribution level. So cloning the repo, reading what all of the events will be throughout the weeks here. Our repos have outlines for what needs to be done, if I can find my cursor, and what we're looking for all of the boot camps. So I'm going to come at this as if I do not know what is going on. I have Daniel here to ask questions if I'm skipping over anything, but feel free to leave messages in either the chat itself or, that's funny, I am tricking myself with the cursor in the little stream preview window, and one of our team members will ask me questions throughout the process.
Please ask questions. I love questions.
Yes.
Or if you want to leave a comment about how cool my shirt is, please feel free to do so as well.
Oh, good stuff. But yeah, so we will have plenty of time to get through stuff today. Even with the late start, we should have plenty of time here. We're going to go for some smaller contributions, and let's see what we can get through. So we should have time for Q&A at the end, is what I mean by that. So feel free to ask questions, and we can kind of go through this in a structured way. So awesome. The first thing you'll see on this page, so I'll start actually at the Bit Project full organization page on GitHub. We have a number of repos. It is a large number of repos, but the sorting of this is the last updated repo will be at the top, and we also have a number of repos that have structured both issues that you'll see going forward here and proposals in the READMEs that outline what all the curriculum will look like over the number of weeks, and you can see that kind of stuff. So just as a quick example here, Bitcam Alexa, which will be later in this week, has the same kind of proposal structure. So you'll see learning objectives, and then week by week, the objective, what you do during the live stream, and then the homework, what you'll be doing during in between live streams for each week. So you'll see this structure on all of them. When we have all the issues up, they'll kind of look like this. So you'll see each week's lab, which is the take-home, and the live stream content. We will be doing Intro JavaScript today, which uses Twilio Quest, which is a game developed by Twilio to teach intro JavaScript programming to people who might not be super familiar with JavaScript or programming yet. So I'm going to read this as a new person, as if I don't know what it is the content of this bootcamp is supposed to be yet. And I will go a little quickly here so you can be reading for yourself as I go through. Learn about the versatility and power. Go ahead, Dan.
Before we do that, can we just start by playing Twilio Quest? Because I feel like this people can read on their own. I really want to just start playing Twilio Quest because I'm like,
yes. Yeah, so in fact, I'll drop the link here in the chat as well. If I can get the chat to work. I don't know how to use the chat. So I'm going to do it right in Twitch because I know what I'm doing. Cool. So yeah, that is the link directly to our repo. Feel free to take a look at the README or scrub back in the video to see it. But we're going to start right with the Twilio Quest, which is linked in here under the What Will Students Work On? And you begin your quest online together through space with Twilio Quest. So what is Twilio Quest? Twilio and Twilio Quest is a group of games designed to teach you these kinds of things. Specifically, we'll be doing the top secret JavaScript test lab to learn to uncover the true nature of the JavaScript programming language, not the hidden nature, but the true nature.
True nature.
Yes,
what would
absolutely.
You say is the true nature of JavaScript, Kyle?
So I always wonder with JavaScript. JavaScript does everything, but it's not especially specialized. That's a sentence and a tongue twister, especially specialized. But there are packages in JavaScript that do very specialized things. So Node.js, you're good, backend style stuff. React is probably the leading, front end web development frameworks. And you have ways to build mobile apps with JavaScript and interact with any kind of cloud provider using JavaScript APIs. It does quite a bit. So if you're looking for a bang for your buck, knowing one programming language, JavaScript might be your place to be. It also has some interesting design decisions when you get really into the weeds of learning JavaScript. If you have more than one semester of courses in JavaScript, or you are, making lots of design decisions in big projects, you'll see that JavaScript being single-threaded, for example, gives you a lot of leverage over exactly what's happening in your code. So it does a lot of things quite uniquely, which is really nice. But we're going to start getting engaged with the game that teaches us the fundamentals and the beginning of JavaScript. So joining the elite team of scientists, top secret research facility, and true nature of a programming language. What does that look like? It looks like a download button, as it seems. But yes, let's see. You can tell it's always a developer's game if it has a Linux option for downloads. But yeah, so this should take just a second to download and unpack here. Yes, I have downloaded it before. Nice with the one. And we'll open Twilio Quest. Yes, it is an application from the internet. What is up, Twilio Quest? But yeah, so let's look at the game. So the game, comes in your little game window and everything. You can expand it a little bit. I find this kind of helpful because the nature of getting the entire UI in at once. So Twilio Quest, more and more of our lives are lived inside the virtual world of computers. The universe where these virtual worlds reside is known as the cloud. Ominous cloud or happy cloud? Looks like ominous cloud based on the picture. And it expands every second of every day with new worlds to discover. The ability to write code, the laws that govern these virtual worlds, has become a precious resource, rather. The Twilio Quest program has long held a mandate to help more people learn to write code. Around the world, Twilio Quest participants have learned valuable software development skills and with the Twilio communications APIs and much more. But beneath the surface, the Twilio Quest program has always served another purpose. A mysterious enemy has emerged that threatens the very existence of the cloud. Capitalize the cloud. This is a singular cloud. In utmost secrecy, the Twilio Quest program has trained and equipped an elite group of leaders and adventurers to meet this challenge head on. These brave souls are known as the operators. Part software engineer and part captain, the operators explore and safeguard the wild frontier of the cloud. As they build new tools and technologies destined to touch billions of lives, the operators are sworn to use their powers only to write code that unlocks hope, power, and freedom for all of humanity. Humanity, but not the robots, just the humanity. The cloud is humans only in the cloud, it seems. But yes, the power code has the power code has to shape the world is so potent, it has attracted the attention of those who seek always to expand and protect their own hoarded power. A shadowy organization known only as the Legacy Systems, a worthy foe indeed, plots to use their wealth and privilege in a campaign to dominate the free people of the cloud. The only thing standing between the Legacy Systems and their total victory is the operators, and they need you to join them. Take up the tools of software development, become an operator, and save the cloud. Awesome.
Save the cloud.
Yes. So what we're going to be doing here, oh yeah, I forgot it pops in this window. That helps a lot. Interact, spacebar, move, arrow keys, and WAS. And I realize there is sound here, and boy, is it a little loud, actually. That's kind of funny. I don't actually know how to mute Twilio Quest, and it's quite loud. Daniel, can you?
Yeah, I would just start by playing the game, and then there's an option.
Found it. Yep, got it. Okay. It has excellent music. It actually is very good music, but boy, is it loud. So, in fact, I'm going to turn it down even more.
Just mute the music, because you can listen to the music on SoundCloud. They released the freaking OST, original soundtrack.
They really did? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Twilio is.
Cool. I'm going to just be safe and erase game data, because I did play this a little bit before. I hope it doesn't reset my settings, though, because it'll be really loud again. It definitely did. Hello, select your avatar. I'm just going to go with the first one here. Enter to continue.
Gotta get the pink hair, man. The pink hair. We're on the inside. No.
Sorry. Yeah, I definitely just wanted to speed through, get there, and get to that setting. All good. Yeah, being in headphones is definitely a sound warning here. Okay, so I'm going to be playing the first bit of this game to both, as a developer, get up to speed with what we're trying to accomplish here in this spin-in beach ball BitCamp. So the goal here, as well as like playing the game and getting up to speed, is to understand the learning objectives of week one. So environment setup, defining all the components and terms in JavaScript and Twilio Quest, and the initial few quests. So this is the kinds of stuff that you'll be working on, if I can play the game, in the game during the live stream. So people will be playing along with the person who is doing these tasks. And the robot is talking to me. And I'm getting up to speed with the game as part of this development process. So this counts as developing. I am engineering by playing a game. And that is the best part of being an engineer. What should I do next? Operator? I should use using virtual reality pods. Mission computer. Legacy systems.
Wait, ask why you're here. Why are we here?
I'm gonna mute the other volume too, because he was speaking to me during that, and it was really difficult to be talking. So, what should I do next? I have a few more questions about all this. No doubt, I have many questions. Excellent Q&A bot himself, Cedric.
Can you tell me about yourself?
Hello, Cedric. I am flattered. My name is Cedric, and I have been assigned as your personal assistant and executive officer aboard the Fog Owl. Fog Owl is an excellent name for a spaceship, I gotta say. Are you a robot? Not precisely. He's a human, so he passes. I currently use a chassis. No, he's a robot. Nah, doesn't check out. He lives in the cloud, but the robot. He's a robot. Okay, that's it. That's all we had to talk to you about the robot. But yeah, so you'll see these kinds of user-friendly HUD stuff here. But yeah, so we have the Twilio Quest, and we're going to be doing the JavaScript test lab. So this is the stuff that we were talking about before. Cool. Researching duck typium. Excellent. I love some duck typium. I definitely am not pronouncing that right, but that's okay. And now we're here. We're in the ship. We see Cedric the robot here to help us. We look for collectibles. Well, I'm gonna hop back real quick. Cedric first here. I am pleased you've come to observe your work at the JavaScript Test Lab. For the scientists, significant progress unlocking potential of JavaScript programming language. What can I learn about JavaScript at the lab? You become familiar with JavaScript programming language. In doing so, you also install the Node.js JavaScript runtime on your computer, enabling you to write and execute JavaScript code. So Node.js is one of the packages I mentioned before. Extremely powerful JavaScript ability to get like a package manager and lots of JavaScript ability in here. What sort of research is conducted here for the game?
I have a question. What is Node.js?
That's an excellent question. I'm gonna click the button because I don't have a good succinct definition of Node.js. It is a JavaScript runtime built on that. That's not very descriptive. Give me a better explanation. Node.
Can I answer my own question?
Yes, please. That'd be excellent.
Yeah, so Node.js allows basically JavaScript to be outside of the front end. So it allows JavaScript to be run outside of the browser, which is how JavaScript was originally meant to be run. So that's why you see frameworks being built that power backends for the JavaScript. Because originally, believe it or not, when JavaScript was first developed, it was only for the front end. So this kind of allows it to be, like these type of things allow it to be run outside of the browser, which is really cool. But yeah, that is Node.js.
Cool.
Scheduled original program.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, that's a much better definition. I'm like, I know Node is what I do when I'm not making web apps, but Daniel gave a much better full-fledged explanation here. So we are doing our first little quest here. You can see that you're kind of navigating with the environment. You kind of put a space on anything that's coming up, and you kind of get these three options here for starting with why JavaScript. So like English language for humans, JavaScript is what robots speak, and I'm fluent in speaking robot. To start out for programming language 4, what is it made for? So yeah, this is kind of getting you to interact with all the stuff here. Begin its life as programming language of the web browser. Programming language for the web browser. Cool. The web browser. And we'll see if that's also the right answer in here. Yeah, and like I was saying before, if you had to only learn one programming language, JavaScript is a pretty solid choice. If you research.
It's found in the Mozilla Developer Network website. I know that one for sure, because Mozilla's developer documentation is the personification of Jeff's kiss. So if you are not there, you need to thank the overlords at Mozilla, because if you need any help with documentation, Mozilla is the place. Oh no, Kyle.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just skimming here, and I think it's the click the show. Okay, so
no, you added the little like apostrophes in the true. You just gotta type in just regular true.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. Is that really all I did? I'm a hacker. Got it. Thanks, Daniel. I would have spent an extra 5 minutes on that. I am rank E. Awesome. Yeah, so they give you good feedback there. In those windows, I was just kind of clicking through because I'd done this before, and I was surprised I didn't get it right the first time. But that's all good. Woo! I got it. Yay! I didn't struggle with the first challenge. I know JavaScript. But thank you, robot. And there's gold. No, okay, that's just fun environmental stuff. So cool. Now we are good to continue playing the game. So we kind of investigate some stuff here. It looks like that's you don't know JS, JavaScript, the good parts, and a bunch more. Haha. Big bookshelves. Cool. Thanks. Me. And we are going to be going through some of these challenges. So this is kind of the structure of most of the game. So you'll have an overview, an objective, and a help. And you kind of get to establish all these.
In the path to your Node.js executable. So how are we going to do this?
Yeah, so before entering the lab, you must undergo some standard security screening. So this is how you will be system setting up in this game. You know, how to install Node.js on your machine, and the node command in your terminal, and actually getting your solutions to be run here. So this kind of gives you a place to your Node.js executables and actually getting this stuff together. So JavaScript, all personnel to have Node.js runtime installed. So let's download and install Node. I bet I already have it installed, but that's okay. Let's do the recommended for most users because that seems appropriate. Now we have it downloaded. Now what do we do? Terminal application should have access to the command node. Awesome. So status. That's okay. I don't need it. Node, or I should say, which node to see if I have one. I have node. Awesome. So then it is user local bin node. I assume that's kind of what it's looking for. Paste in the full path of where the node command is installed in your computer, and then hit the hack button. So that should be the response from your terminal when you're doing the stuff. And awesome. So it looks like I have 14.4, and I can proceed to the next security checkpoint. Cool. And you'll kind of see environmental changes happening when you're progressing through stuff like this. So let's do this.
Also, let us know if you're following along with us, because we want you to follow along with us if you are able to. So,
yeah, should be all good. Lab personnel are expected to create a folder on their computer where all their JavaScript code will reside. Create such folder in this challenge. C drive. Oh, I'm on Mac. Please game. Come on. Create a workspace. Several activities inside this lab will require you to create JavaScript code files on your computer. Excellent. The next screen checkpoint is set up for you to code.
Kyle,
go ahead.
I want you to do this without using the UI, all on the command line.
I mean, you have to do that, Daniel.
No, because I'm a noob. So I literally go to the freaking folder and I do the right click and then.
Oh, you mean like make a folder? Oh.
It literally says create a folder, sir.
Okay, yeah, it's. I clicked off of it.
Sir, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's called make directory, and then Twilio Quest, if I spelled that right. Twilio Quest, close enough. Yeah. And cd Twilio Quest. So that's make directory and change directory. And once you have done so, enter the full path of your folder. Right click on the hack button. So then I will do print working directory and put it in here.
So the command is pwd, y'all. That's how you get the full path.
Print working directory on your bash scripting. So if you're on Linux or Mac, those will be your commands. They're very similar. If you're in PowerShell, those are the commands. If you're not in PowerShell, it's very close to that. You'll have the C : something on your C drive. But now we're in the lab. We're in the real lab now. And we have a new scientist, a human scientist. Excellent. Hi there. You must be the operator sent to observe our research. You've come at an exciting time. We're moments away from stabilizing a single molecule of ductypium. Is there a joke there, Daniel? It's not like rubber ducky debugging. It's something like that, though. It's duck. It's currently a small, almost insignificant snag in the testing process. Uh-oh. What happened? It's nothing really. It's just it's broken and we need to fix it. Nailed it. Yeah, activate all four. Yep, stasis beams. That sounds sciencey. I am an engineer, not a scientist, and I will type JavaScript to make the duck type. Something like that. Yeah, process is fully automated. I like automation, but it does require a password, which I don't currently remember. Reset the password. Wrote it down on a piece of paper in my office, down the passage behind me. So it is also behind a security barrier. Leading to my office, which I went in to retrieve the password. Don't judge me. I'm a very busy scientist. You're not judging me, are you? No, of course not. I am not a scientist.
Wait, you gotta put some acting feel into it, Kyle. You can't rap.
I'm an operator. I don't know if I am a robot. I might be a robot. I'm in like a super. No, never mind. I have a human icon. I'm definitely not a robot. But I'm in like super like Tron style suit. So I wasn't sure if I'm like on the side of the humans. I think I'm on the side of the humans though. Go humans. Or ducks. Probably ducks is the short answer to that. But yeah, thank you. I've heard operators are pretty good at solving problems like this. Oh, I'm flattered. I can solve problems like this. Do you think you could get into my office and retrieve the password? I owe you big time. Cool. You bet. Once you get past the security barriers behind me, the password for the stasis beams is written on a piece of paper on my desk. Cool.
That seems very insecure though, guys. Like if you have a password to a beam, please store it somewhere more secure. Also, Dashlane, if you want to sponsor us, please do. I know that you guys sponsor a lot of stuff.
Oh, good. Cool. What's the magic word? So now we have a JavaScript assignment here. You didn't say please. What's the magic word is the objective of this one. So you examine the barrier and determine that it can be unlocked by the JavaScript Lab's IT department. You call up IT and speak with a technician named Glenn. Hi, Glenn. Glenn reluctantly agrees to deactivate the barrier on one condition. You must ask him nicely. To continue, you must write a JavaScript program that nicely asks Glenn to open the barrier. Create a new JavaScript file named sayplease.js. That seems like something I should copy. In the folder you created earlier for reference, it would be this thing inside this file. Copy the following line of JavaScript code. So cool. All from terminal. I bet I could do this entire one without a text editor too. Actually,
could you elaborate, Kyle, to our listeners who don't know all of these Linux commands? What does touch do?
So I should say you can see on the screen here, and these are pretty small. I realize that it is almost unreadable. Is it Command Plus on the? Yeah. Okay. Hello. Big words. Yay. A little bigger. Much better. Okay. Cool. So yes, make directory. Twilio Quest makes a folder inside your computer named Twilio Quest. Change directory moves you into that folder, and you can see which folder you're currently in blue on my terminal. And I'm inside Twilio Quest. PWD stands for Print Working Directory. Twilio Quest, touch here creates a file. So touch a new file, and then I'm going to try for my advanced listeners here to write to the file without a text editor. But I'll also open the text editor because I don't think, I'm not doing it right.
Sir, I feel like this. Are you sure?
Lame. Okay. Yeah. So I'll open the text editor because I'm not a professional here. Okay. I'll resize this in just a second.
Are you doing Vim? No Vim. No love for Vim.
No, I'll do Atom because it's open source, and we're all about open source in this Hacktoberfest.
That's true.
So I use Atom as a text editor. If you use any text editor or IDE, what's the IntelliJ? Not IntelliJ. JetBrains is WebStorm is a big JavaScript IDE that has the same support that your PyCharm or IntelliJ would have. So you can keep that UI if you're just learning JavaScript for the first time. I use Atom, and these assignments are not big enough that you'll really need a debugger. They're mostly like max 20, 30 line programs that you'll be writing, and you should be able to print statement debug most of the stuff. So I'm going to Atom. What's the name of the file? Say please, and you should see Atom's interface. It came up on my other monitor. Trying to figure out how to think. And it is an empty file. So that's all that touch does is create an empty file for us. So let's throw that over here. And we're going to go back to here and see what we're trying to say. Copy in the following line of JavaScript code. Console.log, Glenn, will you please open the barrier? And you will see if you remove please and you say hack. Yes, it is allowed to access my desktop folder. I didn't say please. It needs to say please. So I can go back and hack. And now it says please. And Glenn, we're here to be nice to you. So we will say please to open the barrier. And you can see the environment kind of drop the barrier now. Cool. So we'll continue through some of these things. I think, there's a number of them. I thought there's only one. Learn to declare variables in JavaScript is our goal right now. So overriding security settings, got another barrier blocking access to the lead scientist's office. Oh, we were talking to the lead scientist? I would have been much nicer. Sorry. I realized my Slack notifications are there too. We want to, I'm gonna, Daniel, please. Actually, here, I can just do that. And I'm on Do Not Disturb. Cool. So now we need to create a new file, and we're gonna make a laser config. We're gonna turn the lasers off. I need to make that new file. So, touch. That's not how you spell touch. Spelling touch with an L. So now we have a new file here, and we can Atom. I'm going to do Atom dot, which opens the directory instead of just a single file. And you can see now that I have this kind of little helpful directory display. So now I have laser configuration.js, and I need to. What do I need to do to this laser config? Inside this file, declare a variable with the name laser status and set it to the string value off. So laser status is going to be a variable. I'm going to call it a constant variable because I have good JavaScript sense. and we're going to set it equal to a string value of auth. And you can kind of see a const, your variable name, and then the string value. So we're going to go to auth, I believe it was, and get a semicolon at the end. And I keep misclicking it here. So you kind of get an explanation of what creating a variable looks like. To complete this objective, you need to create a file, use the folder, and kind of see what setting a variable actually looks like, and hit the hack button once you're done. So let's see if we hacked it correctly. Cool, awesome. I'm going to speed through a lot of this stuff. Is this a collectible? Oh, it's collectible. Cool. Practice declaring variables using multiple JavaScript data types to unlock the chest. Cool. So opening the supply chest, chest configuration.js is going to be a new file, and we're going to notice the chest supply is intended to help operators like you. It should be freely accessible, but it's currently locked down. Simply apply the configuration override method you used earlier. Cool. Inside the file, declare the following variables to override the security settings for the chest. Now we want to make a new file. I'm going to make a new file in a different way here, just to stay fresh, chest configuration.js. And we're just going to copy these things down. I'm not going to do it like that, though. I'm going to do verified user is a const. It needs to be a Boolean value. It's going to be true. I believe true is lowercase in JavaScript. It looks like it. We're going to say access level as a new variable, which is also going to be a constant. Access level, and it's going to be.
What is a constant variable?
So yeah, JavaScript actually has two different ways to declare variables, and I clicked off of it. There's two different ways to declare variables, and you might see it mention this in here, but yeah, they're all constant in here. So constants do not change. They are variables, but they do not vary. They are set to one thing and kept true throughout the duration of the program. You can also do var, which is another reserved word in JavaScript. These are special words you'll see colored in this IDE. I realize this is also a little small. I'll try to zoom in for people. It is another way to declare a variable, but constants will never change. So you will get an issue if you say access level equals 6 afterwards. That would be an error because you're trying to reset a constant. But if you wanted to set your favorite rabbit to Daniel, EL, that would be okay. But Daniel is not my favorite rabbit. He's my favorite director. And let's see if we hack that. Ooh,
that's
cool. Yeah, I'm going to speed through a couple of these just so you guys kind of get the gist. We will play with this just a little bit more by creating the homework assignment for week 1. So we're kind of doing what the live stream for week 1 would look like. Going through the program, learning along with people, but much more, expecting the students to be doing this along with us as we're doing it and answering questions that they might have as they run into things. Similar to the help section, but with a little bit more interactivity. So cool. This should be the last program we're doing here before we go to making a homework assignment. So for the sake of arguments beyond this barrier, we'll see a stack of papers on the lead scientist desk that must have the password. We want to do this, and we want to divide by 2 to do it. Robots hate dividing by 2 almost as much as they hate dividing by 0. Create a new file. Unlike other scripts you've written, this one must take a command line argument when you execute it. Like this, node divide by 2js 48. The script should take the number passed in, divided by 2, and then print the result using console.log. It's a bit harder, so we have some example code that you can use as a starting point. Let's help section if you need it. But once your code is ready, hit the hack button to override the latest command function. Cool. So when you provide command line arguments, what are those? Thank you. Link to node's page. And node arg to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. This gives you the arg, so process arg v slice. And you can kind of see that the examples are similar to that. And you want to see the argument values here. So the line of code below reads in the value of the argument passed in after the name of your script. So this should be the argument that's passed in. So if you open your Atom, and I just want to do console.log. I should do this one first. Argument value. This will just tell us what the argument value is that we passed in. So if we want to do node divide by 2, and I'm going to say howdy. It's going to say howdy back at us, and it's going to look at that argument value in that argv. This comes in as a string, and it's going to tell us that, though. It's going to come in as a string, process these arguments in console using a special list command for argv. Sorry, going back to here. And then if you can make it into a number, you can actually turn it into a number value using that built-in. This is a kind of reserved function for people. This line of code converts the argument into a numeric value. Const numeric value is going to be number argument value, and then we can print numeric value. And the same way as before, save our file. Howdy would give us an error, and you can just kind of see what that error looks like, not a number, nan. Clear the terminal here. I will do this again with a number, and you'll see that number printed back at us. So good stuff so far. And then we want to divide that number by 2, so we're going to do that same kind of thing again. So result number value divided by 2. Result is numeric value divided by 2. Value divided by 2. For your semicolon, and then print result. So this should be what we're looking for. Give it an even number, and you'll see that divided by 2, and we give an easier number to divide by 2.
I think slow down a little bit. I'm kind of confused. Can you kind of explain what you're doing?
Yes, looking through the help section here, JavaScript has some built-in things that'll help us. So if you want to read this program in this paragraph in full, command line arguments are what I'm doing over here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 8, 8, 8. And they're passed into a program. So your program can do different things, print different answers if you provide different parameters or arguments to your program, inputs to your program. The way to do it, to actually get access to those, is using this argv thing, and you kind of just copy paste this line because it finds the right value for you in this array. Some more advanced stuff in here that we'll get to. And then this line of code converts the arguments to a numeric value. So const number value is number. So number actually takes a string. So you kind of see that, it worked before when I was doing howdy. But when you convert it to a number, it actually takes the string, the characters, like if you're pressing your keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it converts those to the numeric value. So the number 12,345. And then once you've converted something to a number, you're actually allowed to divide it by 2. This is a kind of calculator operation, but the calculator can't talk to the words, so the calculator needs to be taken a number. So those are the 3 kind of resultant steps in here.
Awesome.
And console.log is the kind of JavaScript way to print something. If you've been programming before and you kind of seen that kind of stuff, you can print 42, but you can also just print results, which is kind of what we're looking for. And if I am a hacker man, I have hacked the program. Cool, and now I can grab the laser password from the scientist test. So this should be the nice pew pew pew. This should be the last thing we're going to do in the game today. This will probably be about how much we're live streaming with people, but we're going to make the homework assignment. So we're going to get to the open source component of this. We're going to make a homework assignment. We're going to build the code that goes into that assignment and assign the prompt of make a program that does this. First, we're going to talk to our lead scientist. She was selling herself short earlier, just saying scientist. But we found the stasis beam password, and I am the best, Daniel. I don't know if you knew that already, but I was just told I'm the best. So, yeah.
I don't know about that, man.
Putting that out there. I don't know, man. I figured out the pew, pew, pew. I seem like I'm saving the station here.
Bro,
yeah, so it seems
I'm not sure.
Come on, man. It's all good. It seems only fitting that you do the honors and restart our big experiment. Head over to the beam controls in the center of the room and use the password there. I'm so excited. I just know you're going to uncover the big bang moment of JavaScript. I understand that this is a kind of important project. How did you end up doing this kind of research? That's a sciencey question. PhD in molecular biology. To tell you, it's nowhere near as lucrative as the offers I receive from pharmaceutical companies. Hello, science person. That's big words you got me saying. But I've never been able to resist the chance to solve a mystery. When the TuliqueQuest program recruited me to study a previously unknown substance, how could I refuse? Cool. They're lucky to have you. Thanks, Ms. Scientist. And we don't mind saying we're lucky to have you to help as well. Oh, I'm flattered. Thank you. let's get back to it, shall we? Awesome. So the game continues in kind of this fashion. Obviously, there are things going. I'll enter the PP. Oh, do I need to? This password. Enter the password text field.
Pew, pew.
Oh, you just had to write pew pew pew. Pew pew pew.
Like,
Hack.
I'm like, I need this to work because
Oh.
it's like, no, you forgot
I forgot the exclamation mark. Yeah, it's an important exclamation mark. Boom. Okay, we got it. Awesome. So things are happening. Oh no, it's a mystery cliffhanger. Oh no. Sorry. Okay. Well, there's a hole in the station now. Sorry.
Whoa.
All right. Well, we'll patch the hole in the station next time we play the game. But now the meat and potatoes of the live stream, Daniel. No one wants to fix the spaceship. We all want to program open source. I kid. But yeah, so we're going to be doing these open source contributions now. I'll see if Cedric has anything witty to tell us. There's a dimensional rift. That seems problematic. But yeah, we'll be back to this game in a bit. So
that just seems slightly problematic.
All good. But yeah, so let's see exactly what making an open source contribution to our repo looks like. So we suited up, we set off to space, we were in space. We went pew pew pew, but we pew pewed too hard. So we set up our environment and all that kind of stuff. But we want to build a homework assignment for students to actually do learn to program and this kind of stuff. So to participate in this repo, you shouldn't have you shouldn't need any background knowledge. The things that the game teaches you is enough to build a homework assignments. You want them kind of on par difficulty-wise. And there is some advice in here to give us what kind of program we should do. So set up your environment for non-Twilio Quest development. So we know what the Twilio Quest kind of takes hack as an answer, and we want to be able to do that outside of Twilio Quest. So we'll change directory back into Bit Project. And we'll create an environment. We'll complete FizzBuzz, or an equally difficult program. I don't know what FizzBuzz is, but we can Google it. And we also want to get more standard problems outside of the game environment. So the game kind of sets up there is an answer to this problem, enter it or build your program to get there. And there are some standard problems that lots of people know, having done JavaScript courses, that we want to get people up to speed on with a bootcamp. So doing a Google search for FizzBuzz. What is FizzBuzz? It is a very simple programming task using software development job interviews to determine whether a job candidate can actually write code. It is invented by some dude whose name I can't pronounce. It's posted too much details and excellent description. Yes, Slowpoke does FizzBuzz. So it's an easier programming task. Print the numbers 1 to 100. For multiples of 3, print fizz instead of the number. And then for multiples of 5, print buzz. For numbers which are multiples of both 3 and 5, print FizzBuzz. So kind of simple programming task that does something, a small program.
Wait,
go ahead, Daniel.
We should ask our listeners to come up with like an idea for like a project, because right now we're just like, I feel like it needs to be space themed, right? It can't just be fizz and buzz. What do you think?
Pew pew and pew.
Oh, pew pew and pew. Are we unlocking the secrets to laser stardom?
All good. Actually, yeah. So we have a good 7 viewers in here. If people want to, 7? Yeah, 7. If people want to hop in the chat, feel free to drop some recommendations. I'm going to fork and clone the repo here. I haven't started this repo. But yeah, so as part of any open source development, you want to be forking the repo so that you have a copy of it that you can develop on and test things with. I just click my name if you have multiple options there for forking. And then you kind of have the exact same copy of the repo, but now under your name instead of the project name, so you have your own copy of it. And then I'm also going to clone the repository. All of these instructions are well documented in our first contributions repo on our Bit project organization on GitHub. So I'm going to do the git operations for bitcamp JavaScript and change directory into it just like before. Oh, JavaScript. And we can see, if I can find my cursor, we can see that we're now in this repository, and we can open up in Atom and kind of see what's going on the same way as before. We have a folder .git. Every Git repository has one of those. We also have an MIT license. This is just kind of standard fare on open source projects, and a readme.markdown file. So the thing we've been reading from before. This is the kind of uncompiled Markdown. If I can get some better viewing here. It doesn't have the formatting, it just kind of has the asterisk something. So this is the same document, of course. So I don't see any recommendations in the chat, but that's okay. We can build a FizzBuzz program in JavaScript, and I'll probably do a couple versions of what a FizzBuzz program would look like. So let's create a week 1 folder. In that week 1 folder, we'll make a new file, homework.js. And we have a new file. We're going to be working on a FizzBuzz program. So we will be writing that prompt that you will see in the Twilio Quest program that says, we need you to write a program that accepts a argument and does something with that argument, console.logs, something or other. So we're going to do something along those lines in our program here. So FizzBuzz, as an example, we're going to do FizzBuzz in space, and comment that out so it doesn't actually try to run as code. And I think it would be fun if we did the same option from the game itself and actually take in an input parameter. So instead of the first 100 numbers and doing FizzBuzz on it, we will do FizzBuzz on the number passed in as a command line argument. So I'm going to really quick open that previous file, Twilio Quest in Atom 5x2. So quite literally in this case, we're going to be building on the code from before, where we find the argument value, the numeric value, and that numeric value is the number of iterations that we're going to run on this. So for every number, and I'm going to put some pseudocode in here so you can kind of see what I'm thinking, and then I'll write the code that actually fills it out. So for every number, if number is divisible, that's probably not spelled right, by 3, but not 5, print is, and then similarly, if a number is divisible by 5 but not 3, print buzz, and if a number is divisible by both 3 and 5, we'll print FizzBuzz. FizzBuzz. And I'll capitalize these. Excuse me. Something caught my throat. So this is kind of the premise of the program that we're building. This numeric value, we can see if we do a console.log, the numeric value, and we can see the exact number that we're going to be working with. So just to test some stuff, we're going to run the node command just like before. Node, and it's going to actually be week 1 slash homework.js. And you can see not a number because I didn't pass in a number. If we pass in 1,000, it'll tell us 1,000. So we have a number to work with. And yeah, I will pause briefly for questions in here. Kind of doing a live coding session for building a FizzBuzz program, but with space.
In space, we got to emphasize
space. All right, if we're gonna do space, we're not gonna do FizzBuzz. We're gonna do emoji keyboard. What's a space thing? Ooh, alien. We're gonna print alien. If it's divisible by 3, compare rocket ship. And if it's divisible by both of them, what else is in space? space shuttle.
What
Okay, I'm gonna print a shuttle. I really hope console log takes emojis. I would love for them to be emojis instead of FISM does.
That's
yeah.
true.
In fact, yeah, I can test that right now. For people, I think it would need to be in a string, weirdly enough. It can print emojis. JavaScript is amazing. Emojis work in console.log if you put them in a string, and everything is right in the world. Excellent. Okay, so I happen to know. Actually, let's say I don't happen to know. I have not used JavaScript in a while. I want to do for every number 1 to numeric value. For our experienced programmers, this is just going to be a for loop. But I don't know what a JavaScript for loop looks like. So I'm going to say JavaScript. I can't spell it all. JavaScript for loop. Oop, that's not a for loop. That's a for loop. For loop.
Are for loops different for each language? Because I think it's pretty similar now.
Yeah, they are pretty similar. My last programming was Python and Go, where they are a little different. So you do have to declare var outside of the for loop in this one. I think you could do it inside, but we'll kind of use this as a good example. And never feel bad if you need to Google how something works, especially if you have an idea for what you're trying to get at. Feel free to find out what the code would actually look like here. So we want to do var I. I don't know what cars is, but I know that I want to do every value for 0. I'm actually going to do 1, and then less than or equal to the numeric value from before. So we're going to do numeric value, and then add 1 to I for every iteration. So this will first print, in fact, I can just do this, console.log I. And you can kind of see that this will print every number between 1 and numeric value, including 1 and numeric value. So
Yeah,
let me try that with
console log will be your best friend because you can exactly see what you need to test. It's basically like taking the temperature when you make turkey. That's why I'm really hungry right now. So I really want some turkey.
Yeah.
Love turkey.
But yeah, so this is actually pretty close to what our program needs to be doing. We'll see that for every number 1 through numeric value, we want to be doing something. But if, I forgot actually a case here, if number is not divisible by either 3 or 5, print the number. So that number is I. We need to make some if statements in here. So what does a JavaScript if statement look like? It looks like if condition, and then some curly brackets. So if I is divisible by 3, and I think this is how divisibility works, then we are going to console.log the alien for 3, right? We'll do the alien. So we'll do this, and else we will do the other log. So I know this isn't the full program, but we just want to get a feel for what's going on. So we'll do one of these. So we have if I modulo 3 is 0. So that means that there is a remainder of 0 when dividing I by 3. We want to log the alien. So I actually had that inverted. So if an alien is in here and it's divisible by 3, you can see that 3, 6, 9, 12, etc. are covered up by aliens here, which is kind of what we're looking for. Also, I forgot the semicolon. We also want the case for, oops, that's not how printing should work.
Wait, I have a great idea. What if we make this like an alien language that we need to encrypt, and this is like the encryption key? So you're like an evil scientist who's trying to hide a password. So you need to encrypt it with emojis. That would be so fun. What do you think?
I want encrypted emojis. I can make this a Caesar cipher. I will do it. I'll pull out all the stops of intro to CS. CS 125 at U of I. Shout out to my course staff. But yeah, so let's see what this all looks like when we run this. So now I've added the 5 case here. I haven't actually done the but not 5, but not 3 yet. but we'll see why that matters here. So we see that 3 is an alien, 5 is a rocket ship, 6 is an alien, 9 is an alien. But at 15, we should have both, or we should have a space station here. So we want to find 3 but not 5, 5 but not 3. But if it's both of them, we don't want an alien, we don't want a rocket ship, we want a full-on space station. So we need to add a condition in here. So add I modulo 5. So the remainder when I is divided by 5 is equal to 1. So that means is not equal to 0. So it is not divisible by 5. And likewise, I modulo 3 is not equal to 0. And we need our last case in here where we can get our FizzBuzz finished.
Yay!
We want both 3 and 5, and they're both equal to 0. Oops, that's not the equal sign. And then we should have a good old FizzBuzz. Now we're expecting an alien on 3, an alien on 6, 9, and 12, a rocket ship on 5 and 10, and then on 15 we should see a space station. Show me space station. 15 has a space station. Cool. And we have the kind of even spacing for all this stuff. So welcome to space, everybody. But yes,
all the other ones that are not that with like a other emoji. What do you think would be the best other emoji?
So I want to, I will do that, and I want to make sure that we have the numbers here just so it can be a little clearer to everyone watching this. So you can see that it's 1, 2, aliens on 3, rocket ships on 5, and the space station's on 15. So just clearing this up, and then we can do another emoji. Why not do another emoji? Also, for people who want to know the shortcut on Mac, Command Control Space gives you the emojis, and it's amazing. Space. That doesn't give me too much. So let's see. Rocket. No. Any emoji in mind here?
Poop.
Poop emoji. Okay, we'll do poop emoji. Poop emoji. Okay, let's see what that looks like. This is going to be an interesting thing. Okay, we got poop, alien, poop, rocket, alien, poop, alien, rocket, poop.
There we go.
I want to see the closed caption on that. Just read this full script of what's going on here. There's not a space in this one. That's weird. Interesting. Unicode's kind of goofy here. But yeah, so that's kind of what FizzBuzz would look like. And we can submit this to the repo as a finished assignment for the week. It's interesting. I don't know why a space isn't going in here, but it's a kind of cool thing. But yeah, so, kind of going through the design process here. And, you can leave these as comments in your code because they would be useful to see to somebody who's reviewing your code. It's always helpful to do whatever you can to make it more readable for the team if you want to be making contribution.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Print. Poop. And print poop. Cool. So yeah, my poop. Yeah, so that's kind of going through a FizzBuzz program, and that can be a kind of take-home assignment where you get to engage a little bit. You might want to push the envelope just a touch beyond what was in lecture, so you can have that opportunity to Google, how to print an emoji or those kinds of things, how to do your for loop in JavaScript, and how to do a condition in JavaScript. So those are things that'll probably be touched on later in the streams as well. So if somebody doesn't do the homework or does it in a different way, they can see a different example of how to do those kinds of things. So here's a kind.
This is a little bit too easy. Should we add a little bit more complexity to it?
I was actually going to cover adding this as a pull request for the rest of the time here. I think if you guys want to add onto your assignment, I would always go a little bigger of an assignment than shorter, and we can trim that and use those pieces for later weeks. Don't feel stifled by the coverage. If you think that you're building a assignment that might take 2 weeks to do or might cover topics that might not yet be known by everybody, feel free to still make it as a contribution, and we can make a conversation of it in the pull request. Speaking of pull requests, perfect transition, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. We are going to thanks, Daniel. Humor in my excellent humor. Let's make this into a pull request. So you can see if you're on terminal, or I should say, I think it's Z Shell. It's installed by default on Macs now. This little X kind of says, hey, you have changes. So we can do the standard git command. So git status will tell you, hey, there's something here that you know, is untracked that is in your folder but isn't in Git or GitHub. So you can git add. I'm going to add everything just by using the dot command. And then you can see git status again, if I can spell it. And you can see that a new file, week1 homework.js, is in here. And we can do git commit -m, M for message. This is going to be the commit message that somebody will see in reviewing your pull request. So git commit -m, adding a homework for week 1. And then you see that kind of git response, and then you can do git status again, and you'll say one commit ahead of origin main. So origin main is the origin is where it's hosted. So origin is GitHub itself in this case. So this is my origin is here, and then branch is main, and mine is local main, I believe is the right phraseology here. Remote -v. Remote-v. So you can see origin is the website here. GitHub.com, my name, the repo's name, and .git. So for pushing and fetching. So now we have made a commit, we've made our changes, we want to make it into a pull request. So you should take, so you guys to Bit Project, us, saying I have made changes. I wish to create, you know, have my content featured during a Bitcamp and, you know, co-signed by Bit Project. So you can do git push origin. Origin is your repo in this case because you've done a fork, and then main, because main is the name of our branch. You will also see main in git status, and then you will see this as your output. If you haven't used GitHub much, it might prompt you for your GitHub password here. This is to make sure that you are submitting this pull request. So don't be alarmed if you see that password request there. I think username and password if you don't set up a keychain. So that should be what it looks like. And then so you'll see this output. So enumerating objects, et cetera, to, and then the site, and then some commit hashes. So these are the indexes of the commit main to main. So if you refresh this page, you will see this branch is one commit ahead of Bit project main, and we can actually make a pull request here. So now you can see week 1. You can see that homework.js exists, and you can see the code that's in here. So for every number 1 to numeric value, or I, 1, etc. This is the stuff that we're working for. We can see this stuff, and then at the main page of the repo, we can now make a pull request. So this pull request button, if you refresh quickly enough, there'll be like a yellow bar here instead of gray bar. That's fine. You can click that pull request button, and you want to first check able to merge. And you know, you can kind of learn about pull requests here if you haven't done one recently. Make sure that you have an able to merge. There's a couple GitHub bots that kind of do a check for what's going on. You'll see your changes kind of summarized in here. So one changed file with 25 additions meaning new lines of code in here. Make sure that it has able to merge or something equivalent written there so that we can work on this stuff together. So now we want to create a pull request. You want a descriptive message. So this was the commit message that I had. So adding a homework for week 1, created a space themed FizzBuzz program. FizzBuzz, let's call it equivalent. I did spell it wrong. Program for week 1 to week 1 homework for students to write for week 1's homework. Giving a useful description helps immensely. It means that we don't have to figure out what you meant from the code directly. You can say in English, you created a program for week 1's homework, and we can see that the code in that commit is that week 1 program. So FizzBuzz in space has some nice comments in the code that kind of describes what's going on, and that's very helpful to us. So giving a description is useful. If you do any formatting, you can see preview. So, in bold, preview, as well as in bold, and that kind of stuff. So this is huge. This is the way to, if you're doing Hacktoberfest, get your free shirt. This is also the way to, be participating in the community, getting your code used and reviewed by multiple people. If you get feedback, it's a learning opportunity to see. These are the kinds of things that go into our boot camps and the kinds of things that you might want to do in the future or learn from, or if you're doing another course at school or attending a boot camp of ours, understanding that these are the kinds of things that you might want to keep in mind or have top of mind there. So something simple like create pull request here. You'll see another check here. This should be the same as able to merge from before, and having no conflicts with base manage. If you see something else here, I think it'll be red, it might be yellow. Try to fix this on your end. Making another commit will make that disappear, or rather become green, so it's able to be merged. And you will kind of see responses come in here. So Daniel, if you wanted to leave a comment here, feel free.
Screen and then show what it looks like on the other side. Oh, there.
Cool. Yes. I will stop my screen share.
Sure.
There we go.
Call. If you could help me out here, that would be really cool. I don't know if I'm. Oh shoot. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My screen is. That is fun as fun. Okay, cool.
Also, you can do a couple of command pluses. I don't know if I was zoomed out too, but yeah, definitely zoom in a little bit here, Daniel.
Awesome. So basically, from my perspective, what I'm doing is I need to review Kyle's work, because even though I love Kyle and Kyle thinks he's the smartest person on earth, which, is debatable, we got to make sure that this is good, or if Kyle needs to fix some things, we can definitely do that. So I can kind of give an example of something that could be fixed. So for example, I'm being very nitpicky here, but the spacing, I think personally that this space is unnecessary. Because this is a really easy coding tutorial, there's not that much I could comment on because it's pretty basic. But if I wanted him to delete this space, I can be like, hey, Kyle, nice stream today. Please delete this space here. And then I can add, and what was the thing for the emoji keyboard again? I forgot.
Command control space.
Command control space. Oh, through. Okay, sorry.
And it's searchable too, which is nice.
Shoot. Okay, let me add the space emoji though, because I want to add an alien emoji. Okay, cool. And then I can add startup review. And yeah, that's the only thing I see wrong with this. Oh, there's no README as well, but I can also say, in addition, please leave a README file so I know what this program is about. And I can request changes. So Kyle, do you want to finish the stream by writing a README to kind of show folks how to write a descriptive README?
Sure, yeah. I will hop back onto the screen share on screen one.
Sure. Thank you.
Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, when you see a change requested, it'll be something like this. So yeah, this is the yellow-red I was talking about. So there are changes requested, which is an equally important, you cannot merge this back into the repository yet because someone has requested a change. Hey, Kyle, on the stream today. And then in addition, please leave a README file so I know what this program is about. Awesome. So we can go right back to our repo, which go to my GitHub page. I don't actually know how to go to my GitHub page. The repository is the newest one here. So you'll see the changes coming in on your end. So you can see, back to back. This is the Bit project, Bitcamp JavaScript, and this is the Bitcamp JavaScript.
Kyle, before we move on, there's a comment from an amazing username, lol smelly cheeses. Okay, that is the best name because smelly cheeses are a thing, and to be honest, they taste really good. Okay, I'm getting off topic. but I love blue cheese, not gonna lie. This is all open source, and I'll drop the link in the chat right now. And we want you, Smelly Cheeses, and other folks watching the stream to start contributing. So if you're very new, right, and you don't know what to do, we're here every single day to show you how we do it. And if you want to contribute, you can literally start by like adding homework assignments that you think would be good, commenting on our stuff, being like, this is bad, you should change it. Or actually just like watching and following along and be like, this doesn't make sense. Like, Kyle, please clarify this. Or if you have jokes about Kyle, that would also be really great, you know. Just kidding.
All good.
But yeah, join our Discord, join.theproject.org. And then if you go to the Hacktoberfest channel, you can like go in and like ask questions if you have any questions.
Yep, for sure. And then, yeah, so this is the code review is also an interesting question because in a way, you know, obviously this is a pretty simple program. Code reviews are a huge part of being an actual like engineer, if that's what you're looking to be, software engineer. And this is a way that code reviews are done. So this is truly a code review for this open source project. But likewise, this kind of thing, review, somebody else reading your code, seeing if it works, and giving you feedback is how code reviews are conducted in the industry. Obviously, this is a little kit example of 25 lines and doing FizzBuzz, but it is very parallel and like applicable to the things you'll be doing in both school and in real jobs, like as a software engineer. And then, yeah, this is open source. This is an easy way to get started in open source. There's a ton more, obviously. But it is yes, this is fundamentally open source. This is how straightforward, you know, there is a repo online. I added something to it, and I'd like to get feedback on it and for them to add my code to their repository. A way of sharing more than a structural decision here. So cool. I'm going to add the README here to close the stream out. I have opened the README for week 1 of another one of our bit camps, just as a good example here. So this is a pretty in-depth version of it. So you have a project description, learning outcomes, list of needed technologies, and links to relevant resources. I'm going to try to emulate this. And in fact, I'm going to start with it. And it's not a bad idea to start with a template from another thing. Just make sure that you are very careful to not like copy the content over from one thing or the other. So learning outcomes, list of needed technologies, and links to relevant resources. In fact, I even, I'll go back to find the FizzBuzz from before, because that was helpful to, you know, kind of get us up to speed on what a FizzBuzz program is. When Daniel was talking, I created a README file here in week 1 per his feedback.
Wait, hey, Kyle, shouldn't we put the homework.js inside the code folder? Or the homework folder, because I think that's like another thing. We forgot to adhere to our standards for like how to architect it. So it should be homework, and then it should be in there. Yeah.
Perfect. Good catch. Yeah, that would be another thing probably written in the PR comment if we weren't doing this live here. Cool. So project title is going to be FizzBuzz in space. You know, it's a kind of simple program for homework.
Add a space rocket emoji. We got to add this emoji.
You're right. You're definitely right. Oh yeah. Cool. So FizzBuzz in space for week 1. Project description. So that project description on Alexa, kind of describing what you're doing, just in the scope of week 1. So getting your environment set up, building elementary programs, and learning what's up and cool with JavaScript. Cool. So just kind of simple project description for what's going on this week. Learning outcomes. So this week, what are we trying to do? And it would be very useful. In fact, I would definitely recommend looking at the README to make sure that you're kind of covering the same things in week 1 that are talked about in here. So the objective, suit off instead of the space, is these kinds of things. So copy pasting these is not a bad idea just to start. Environment setup, if I can spell it right. I had a misspelling in the README. Of course I did. Defining all the components and terms. So what this means, so what is Twilio Quest? What is JavaScript? What is the editor? Command line is probably an addition here. Probably good for the terms to accomplish the tasks. And doing the initial few quests in Twilio Quest and building first standalone program for homework. Cool. So those are just kind of learning outcomes, echoing what is in the README and adding onto it as appropriate, kind of getting some specificity up. List of needed technologies. So A, command line interface. Any should work. So mine is terminal because I'm on a Mac, but PowerShell is a nice option on Windows. We also have a text editor. Any should work. All you're doing is modifying a JavaScript file for the assignments. You'll also need it to do Twilio Quest anyway. That's kind of standalone a piece that, it doesn't matter which one you're using as long as you are editing text files. Command line interface, text editor. Am I missing anything here, Daniel? I think that should be fine for this one at least.
Let me just double check, just to get that QA, we gotta make sure it looks good. 1 second, I need to open the Alexa one to reference it. But I think it looks pretty good. Wait, go back to it. Can I see it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think just finish up the links, and then it should be pretty good.
Yep, and then the title of the article, if it's appropriate, and if the title is kind of not descriptive, you can kind of describe what's going on. So FizzBuzz in too much detail is something that you used here to help get it done. So now I've created the README to talk about what is in week 1, which is the major comment here. In addition, what was the in addition to? Please delete this space here. I had a space in the thing to remove, which is totally cool. I believe it was line 8, right? Am I looking at that right? Yeah, line 8. Remove that space because Daniel said so. And now we can do another git commit. So in here, we'll see another git status. Something needs to be changed. Git add dot. Add works on everything in your current directory if you do dot. And you can just confirm that everything's in there. So then I'll do another clear here. So they're all in green here. Git commit again -m completing.
Oh, hey Bo, what's up, man? We have a pro streamer here who's streaming every Monday with Chloe on serverless functions. So, hey Bo.
Cool. Hi Bo.
We're trying to catch up to your level of streamingness.
All good. But yeah, so I did another git push origin main. And if you look at your repository, you will see that you are 2 commits ahead. And then in here, I think it'll come automatically. So if you commit to the same branch that you use for the pull request, so I committed to origin main up here, push to origin main, and the pull request is origin being my repository main to bit project main, it'll automatically be added in here. So you'll see completing recommended changes. And now if you look at the commits, the files changed, which we saw before, initially it was just this, but line 8 was the blink line. And now we also have the readme in here. And you'll also see the file structure is kind of implicit in the file names that are new and created. So that's kind of what the anatomy of pull requests and making an open source project here is looking like. So cool. Daniel, you want to round us out here with
so now we get to do the funnest part, which is merging a repo. And this is literally the funnest part about being a software engineer, in my very humble opinion, because it's like seeing the culmination of your work. And then you're like, okay, this is kind of TMI, but I take a look, Roy, and it's ice cold. And when I get a pull request merged, I just drink the whole thing. Okay, never mind. That's like a little bit TMI. But anyways, so today, LaCroix is so good, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with LaCroix. So I'm just gonna look at Kyle's changes just to see like what he did. So he did indeed delete the space, and the README looks really good. If you want to click this, you can kind of see it like nicely formatted. And to be honest, it looks great. So I'm gonna approve these changes and be like, great job, Kyle. Nice hat.
Oh, okay. And just for the audience, you will be only seeing, in doing this stuff for Bit Project, my perspective on it. But seeing what we do on the other side always helps, just to kind of get context for what's going on. So
yeah,
as you say, we'll be the ones pushing the merge pull request button, but you'll get a notification when it happens. So should be all good.
We're gonna click the big green button of joy in life, okay? And then we're gonna confirm the merge, and it has been merged! Yay! Can we all celebrate? Can we do a little dance party? What? It merged. It merged. Okay, cool. So it merged. So what that means is that if you go to week 1 and you go into homework, you can see what the homework is. Yay! That's awesome. That was such an exciting stream. Well, that's pretty much it, you guys. We had so much. Well, I don't want to speak for you, Kyle, but I had so much fun in today's live stream, learning about JavaScript, especially that amazing scientist. Oh, what was the name of the chemical again? Ductadium? Was that a thing?
It was duck something.
Duck something. Now I just want duck. I might just go out and get some duck for dinner. But anyways, oh hey, Manu Laberca. Sorry, I am butchering your name. Greetings from Chile. Bro, I want to go to Chile. Sounds cool. But anyways, yeah. Thanks so much, y'all, for tuning in, especially on a Tuesday night. We're going to be live streaming every single day, Monday through Friday, for the entire month of October. So if you're free at 6 p.m. and you want to just hang out with us, grab a LaCroix, a coffee. If you're over 21, a drink, and come chill and code with us. Yeah, come and chill with us, I need more friends. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for coming. Woo!
Bye everybody, this has been a blast.
Bye.
Cool.